Good evening. Anita Dawn here from Sail Pilates, and welcome. I hope someone's out there joining me. Yeah, do pop a comment in the box there. Say hi. Always nice to know that I am talking to a real person at the same time. But otherwise, watch it on catch up. Absolutely fine. Yeah, God, it's so cold. I forgot to put the heating on in my studio before, so I've got a few clothes on here. All right, so this evening, I will, got another minute or so. So don't worry if you don't have these, but a rubber band is very, very useful. If you don't have a rubber band, then it would be useful. You could use a light flexiband, so either or, some sort of rubber resistance. That's great. And a soft ball. So a soft ball. If you don't have a soft ball, that's fine. You must have a towel, so somewhere around. So a towel that you can scrunch up, that's kind of quite bulky, and that's really useful. Alrighty, so we are about to start. So it's the wrist. We're going to do the wrist, the hand, and the fingers tonight. The wrist, the hand, and the fingers. And all right, so how's your day been today? I've been doing some personal training outside. Oh, it was so cold. So cold. Okay, guys, it is time for kickoff. All right, so today, there's no balance today. If you want to do some balance, use the one from yesterday or one of the previous evenings. All right, but I'm focusing on strengthening and stretching out through the wrist, the hand, and the fingers. All right, really important areas, particularly as we get older. These areas, they become stiffer, more painful. And it's so important we keep the flexibility in the wrist there, because if we trip over, it's the first thing that goes down to save us is the hand. And if we don't have the mobility in the wrist, we are definitely going to break the wrist. Okay, and so we're going to have a look at that first, weight bearing on the wrist, and then we're going to look at strengthening and stretching. Okay, so there's a lot you can do without equipment, so don't stress. The first thing we're going to do is to look at weight bearing. So it is important that we get used to weight bearing. If we don't weight bear on the wrist on a regular basis, then we're going to have problems, aren't we? I do hope you can hear me, guys. I always like to have someone there that gives me the thumbs up that you can hear me okay. I think I've got everything plugged in. All right, so we're going to have a 4-point kneeling. And make sure your knees are comfortable here. You can, if you're not happy kneeling, then do this against the wall. Lean into a wall, or you could lean into a chair. That would be quite nice. But this is better to put more weight directly down the arm into the hands. So don't worry too much about your spinal alignment, okay? We're just going to bring the hands under the shoulders ideally. So we've got that maximum, regular extension at the wrist there, 90-degree extension. And spread your fingers there, all right? And from here, I'm going to take the weight very gently, start off slow, gently forward, so you're just going into more extension at the wrist, and then rock back a little bit. So just do that 3 times. You might want to do it a little bit more next time round, okay? So rocking forward. I'm very, very tight in my wrist. I always make a point of doing this type of exercise, all the exercises. And then what we're going to do there, we'll come back to the center. We're going to go side very slowly, over to the left, and then over to the right. So keep the heel of the hands on the ground. I don't want you to tilt. You're just stressing through the wrist differently. And it's really important that, it's not comfortable. Mine's not comfortable there. It's really important, though, we do this on a regular basis to keep that strength through the heel of the hand. But we also need to work on flexibility. All right, we'll do that towards the end, the stretching and the flexibility. But we're going to look at strengthening. A lot of people say to me, myself included, as I get older, the grip is really important. All right, so there's a lot of things that we can do. We don't want to have something too small to grip, because that's a little bit negative, that really small grip. We want to have a bigger grip. So if we have a soft ball, with not too much air in it, and we can really squeeze down the pads of the fingers on that and really get the fingers strengthening up, and then we can press down and then try to pull the ball apart. Yeah, so if you don't have a soft ball, if you have one, keep doing it. But if you don't, then it's very, very effective to have a towel. So you have a towel and you scrunch it up and you can squeeze it, but you can hold it scrunched and then you can pull away, yeah, in different directions. And that can be quite tough. Yeah, so I'm just really giving you ideas. I want you to probably spend a little bit longer on doing these, but perhaps I'm going a little bit too fast. Yeah, so that is the grip strength, but we're always in that flexion here. We tend to have too much flexion at the wrist. We then have this compression of the carpal tunnel there, carpal tunnel syndrome. So we also need to be extending, but the grip's important, and we tend to grip in flexion. So that's that really important. But also, I've lost my band. All right, rubber bands are fantastic. I'm going to come a bit closer. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much which side. This one is quite light, but I'm going to pop it. So we're doing extension. We're working the back of the fingers here towards the back of the hand. We don't tend to do that very often. So I've got it around the fingertips. It'll be easy on my right hand. Yeah. So I'm sure somewhere you've got a rubber band, and you can, the bigger the band, the more you can stretch, the wider you can stretch. If you don't have a band, you can do it with a flexor band. Yeah, so I'm going to just pop it over here, and I'm going to put my fingers together, and then I'm stretching my fingers out underneath. Yeah, with a resistance there. Don't have to have it over the whole hand. Yeah, and do that on the other hand as well. Okay, so stretching out. So you can feel that that's quite hard because we're just not used to working these muscles in the wrists, but it really is important to work them. Okay, so now we're going to go into the stretching. So if we are sort of strengthening the grip in flexion, and also that was stretching in the other way around towards the back of the fingers and into the back of the hand. So we need to stretch out both of those. Yeah. So I'm going to sit down here for that. Yeah, so you don't have to sit down, you can stand up if you want to. If you feel it's uncomfortable sitting up, you can, I like to sit against the wall actually. It makes me more comfortable. So I want you to bring your hands in front of you, have your back as straight as you possibly can, and fairly comfortable. So reach the hands in front of you, really stretch the fingers and spread the fingers. Yeah, it's really quite painful, isn't it? And then relax. Yeah, and then supinate the hands. Yeah, try to get the hands to the ceiling, and the same thing. Really try to get them parallel to the floor, parallel to the ceiling, and stretch your fingers. Not very comfortable, yeah? Okay, and then have a little rest. Oof. Then we're going to bring the palms up, so you're in extension at the wrists there. So you might see that I've got quite poor extension at the wrist. I have quite good passive extension, but my active extension is not brilliant. Yeah, so have the palms away, extend the arms, and you're actually working into the forearm. The forearm has a big part to play in the strength of the hands, the fingers, and the grip. So there, and then see right hand. See if you can just rotate round like you're turning a dial. Feel those muscles working, and then the other hand. Try to keep the palms facing away. I'm not very good at that, so don't just copy me. Do what I say, not what I do. And then let's take the right one round. I'm going to see if I can really extend at the wrist, and then I'm going to take with the other hand. I'm just going to shoulders down, wide across the collarbone. I'm just stretching that little finger, stretching and pulling a little bit, and the next one, the ring finger. If you can keep the arms straight, you can hardly reach my fingers there. And the forefinger. Now for the thumb, you're going to take the left hand underneath, yeah, and just take hold of the thumb and gently, very gently pull away. Good, and then release. And then on the other side, yeah. So we're going to rotate the palm down, okay, and then with the other hand. So keep that extension at the hand. Yeah, keep the extension through the arm. Okay, and then just gently get a little, pull that finger, those fingers a little straighter. and a little bit away, and then the ring finger. Oh, shoulders. Work shoulders a lot today. And the middle finger. Oops, so keep your arms straight. Get as much. See, you're really stretching through the front there. We get so tight. Do you feel that? And the finger, and then the thumb. Take the right hand underneath, and you're going to get hold of that thumb. Be careful, and just stretching it a little bit, pulling it away. All right, and then we're going to do a little bit inflection as well. So we're going to reach the arms away. We're going to do one at a time. We'll do the right one, yeah? And you're going to take your left thumb underneath. So you're going to pull that right hand more into flexion at the wrist. And reaching away. And then we'll do it on the other one, yeah? So flexion, thumb underneath in the palm of the hand. And I'm pulling out of the shoulder there. I'm stretching through the arm, and I'm also stretching at flexion in the wrist. Yeah. Oh, quite tiring, yeah, when we're not used to those. All right, and then there's a lot of different ways. Just mobilizing, finishing up with mobilization. Just circling is really good. Yeah, you don't really need anything fancy for that. You could clasp the hands gently, and then that gives you a little bit more mobility. One hand's pushing the other one and round the other way. Okay, so I think these should be done. In fact, I know these should be done on a regular basis. So if you have any time to spare, and particularly watching TV, just get your towel or your softball, yeah, or get your flexiband, and do get hold of a band. They have them round broccoli, yeah. And what's nice, you can get a bigger one or little one, do between the fingers. Yeah. Okay, thanks for joining me tonight. I hope that was interesting and of benefit to you. So another time we will have a look at modifications for people with arthritis and arm and wrist and finger issues, but that wasn't the focus today. All right, so I will be doing that later. And if there is something that you'd like me to cover that you feel that I haven't or I haven't mentioned, then do just pop in the comments and let me know, and I'll see if I can fit that in. All right, so thank you for joining me this evening, and I will be seeing you tomorrow morning at 8:30. Yes, so rise and shine and stay warm, stay safe. Yes, so I mentioned this morning, I don't know if you've seen my morning one, but watching the news yesterday and just being more aware of what's going on, I didn't sleep very well, so hopefully early to bed tonight and get up early again tomorrow. All right, guys, so again, thanks a lot and have a good evening. Bye.